Welcome to this video series. Since you are watching this, you are planning to come and serve in Brazil in some way, shape, or form. We are so excited to have you. We believe that it is important to have a firm foundation and understanding before you come to Brazil. Because once you are here, flexibility is the key. Our mission statement is reaching the lost and maturing the believers through the planting of churches in Northeast Brazil. This video will give you an introduction to Brazil and to short-term missions. If you have already been to Brazil or on a STM trip, then please share what God has taught you with your fellow teammates. You will get to know some of our American teams in these videos. Steve Turner, our Brazil representative. Jeff and Lindsay Turner, our tech guy and family serving in Brazil. And Cade and Rachel Ferguson, coordinators for the Living Stones Ministry.
My name is Rachel, and we are so excited to have you begin this adventure as you are getting ready to serve God in Brazil. At this time, we'd like our group leader to stand up and introduce themselves to you. This is going to be your go-to person, the person that we are trusting and you are trusting to make everything run smoothly. So one of the tools that we use is called Che. It's a training tool used all over the world to encourage holistic ministry. There's many key elements involved in this, such as community ownership, reciprocal relationships, doing no harm, local leadership, and much, much more. They have put together some amazing training tools and lessons that we are going to be using some to hopefully prepare you and help you to feel prepared for ministry in Brazil. If you'd like to learn more about the Che Network, you can go to www.chenetwork.org. At this time, please listen as your team leader reads the mountain story. This is a story taken from the Che Ministry resources, and the team leader, as you begin, before reading the what does the story teach us part at the end of the story, have a couple-minute discussion about it. Take some time to process and then think of your own ideas for that story. Then continue to discuss the other questions that are listed on the paper. Pause this video and resume once you are finished. Team leader, thank you so much for taking the lead on this discussion. Now please take your advice for short-term mission trippers handout, and we're going to read through that together. So knowing many things, but especially knowing that things are going to change. Not just a little bit, but a lot. And while you may have to forget what you have planned, always have a plan to make the best of the moment. And that's a personal choice. Taking initiative, tell us what you need. No one knows what's inside your head. Make sure to take care of you, having plenty of rest and water. Make your needs known, but not in a complaining way, because remembering that this isn't about you. This is about who you're here there to serve. What do you do in another country? Well, basically the things that you do in your own country. If it is just enough different that it throws it a little bit off. If you have any questions with anything, talk to your team leader, talk to the different people who are there with you. Your personality, your likes and dislikes will not magically change now that you are in a different country. There is no magic button when you get on that plane. That's okay, but you need to have extra grace and flexibility to deal with those changes. Number 7, it's okay to be tired and to say no. We understand if that comes up. Come to serve and be served. You won't understand most of what's going on when you are in a different country or the deep layers of culture around you, and know that that's okay. You cannot control the health, your health, or the weather. It is what it is, so let it be. And number 12 is you are not going to change the world. But remembering, number 13, you are going to make a lasting impression on the people around you. Mostly when you think they are not looking, but that's when they're checking out what's going on. You are giving them an impression about who Christians are, who Americans are, and if Jesus is really worth it. You are the one giving them those answers. Remembering that you don't know more than the people you are working with. You do not know more than the missionaries who have been living there for years. They are a great resource. Make sure to use them. You can mess up the local ministries permanently by your misbehavior. That is a great responsibility that you have Those who live there have to pick up the mess if you make a mess. Number 17, don't make promises to the people you meet. If there is something extra that you want to do, and we know there might be, you have a great idea and you're just super excited about it, that's great. We don't want to discourage that, but make sure to talk to the team leader, talk to the field representative, talk to the missionaries before going to that person. Don't go directly to that person. Number 18, dream big and let it go. Number 19, food is a really big deal, and it will probably be different than you expect. Being flexible at times, and if you can't do anything else, hold your breath, swallow, and it'll be over before you know it. Number 20, do study the language before you go. We're going to be having some opportunity to do that. It won't make you instantly able to say everything, but the people will be grateful for your attempt and your serious trying to bridge the gap and have communication with them. Don't take it personally if they laugh. You probably didn't get it all right, and that's okay. Number 21, things to always carry around with you: a water bottle, sunscreen, sunglasses. You are 7 degrees from the equator, and so remember, you can get sunburnt as early as 8 o'clock in the morning. The bigger your prayer support and circle is back home, the easier the trip and the transitions will be. Invest in those people who are willing to invest in you, asking them to be part of your team. To properly go, you need to be sent. Number 23, culture shock. Study culture shock and reverse culture shock. It hits you from both directions. So knowing those terms, knowing what might be coming at you, will be something that will get you prepared. And then there's some questions below that you have on your list to go through with God. Have some time alone with Him and be honest. And these are personal things you can go through, especially if you have some devotional homework to go over later. But take that time to really invest in what you're doing, in yourself and in your teammates. All right, so if you have any further questions, always know that we can set up a Skype meeting with you, your group, or your team leader. We want to make sure that you feel prepared and do whatever individually it takes for that to be accomplished.